using keyboard shortcuts and actually creating some of our own when you're permitted to do so as a reviewer. There are system keyboard shortcuts that the program either comes with or your case manager sets up for you to use. And then we're also going to deal with going through the whole review process with your documents. We have been kind of skirting around it, just taking a look at menus and learning where the tabs are and things like that. But in this session, we're going to go through the whole process of the reviewer interface and how it is useful to you. So I'm going to start out with the keyboard shortcuts and bring this PowerPoint up, which you can also download from the website that we have. This tutorial, we're going to cover configuring shortcuts and applying them. The word shortcut is interesting in that if you're trying to go from one place to another, there are the long ways to go, and then there are the short ways to go. The shortcuts do speed up your work with your review process. However, sometimes they can cause a problem, especially if you are a fast typist and you hit the wrong key combination by accident. It can cause an issue. So some people turn off this feature. They don't use any shortcuts at all. That's unusual, but it is possible to turn them off, and we'll see that when we go through the interface a little bit later. And then we're going to talk about applying the shortcuts, how you go about that as well. So in the first place, when you log in to the Relativity as yourself, you'll see a System Shortcuts icon, and you can see it over here. So you can click on that, and then it will bring up the system shortcuts, the ones that are available to you from the get-go that you do not have to configure. So for example, you can see the Alt down arrow key action. It goes to the next highlighted area in the document, and that's in viewer mode, the long text in viewer. The Alt E will switch to long text mode. Those are the different modes. We covered that last session of viewing documents. Alt End will go to the very last document. Alt Enter will save what you've done in terms of your review work and go to the next document. Alt Home goes to the first document, and so on. All of these are available to you when you click on that icon that brought me here. Again, I'll go back to it. This icon up here. So you click there, and then this screen will come up. And you can export all of these into an Excel spreadsheet. You can see the little Excel spreadsheet here, and then you can print those out if you want to keep them handy next to your keyboard. And we could cursor down, and there are quite a few of them. I'm not going to go over all of them with you, but these are the system shortcuts that are already set up for you. So then if you want to go ahead and do your own shortcuts, you'd close your the window that has all those listed. So you click there, and that would close the system shortcut window. And then you'd return to your document list. You'd see this. You click there to go back to your document list. And then you would come down to Choices and click there. And then this would be the area if your administrator is giving you the ability to set up your own shortcuts, or if you are the administrator and you want to change shortcuts or add some to the system shortcuts, you'd come here under Choices. And so you click on Choices, and then we'll configure the Alt-R key to code for responsiveness. And so you'd click on this little like a funnel icon, and then that will bring you to this screen here that you see, and we're going to do change the name of it. So we click here where it says All under Name, and then you would see a listing of options. One of those is responsive, so you would make sure that that's the one you choose, since that's what we're trying to configure. And then you'd pick Edit on that responsive option to change it to what you want it to be. And then this screen comes up and the name is responsive. And then you down here, notice how you can change the shortcuts to one of these options. You could do it a Control for a Macintosh instead of Alt. Or if you're in PC, you're going to pick the Alt, and you can also click on Shift if you want to combine those two. In any case, you click on the Alt key, in our case here, and you automatically, when you do that, will see this box down here that says Invalid Keyboard Shortcut. Please verify you have selected a key and either Control or Alt. So that's going to come up until you actually pick a key to satisfy the completion of this process. And then you'll go ahead and click on the key pull-down menu and scroll down till you find the key you want and select the letter R in this case. And then it will tell you it's a valid keyboard shortcut that you've established here. And then you pick Save. When you're viewing a document and you want to use these shortcuts, you need to be sure you are in edit mode regarding the coding panel over here. So to make sure that it's in edit mode, you can hit the Alt spacebar, which is a keyboard shortcut for turning it into an edit option. You could also click on Edit, of course, up here, but we're talking about shortcuts. So Alt spacebar will accomplish what a click on Edit does. And then once you've done that, then you're able to use your keyboard shortcut. So here we have a screen. We want to use Alt R. We click on that combination and then watch what happens over here. This radio button will be highlighted, and you have accomplished that with the response. Now, if you made a mistake with the Alt R, while you have this screen up, you can do Alt R again and it will take it off. It's like an eraser, a toggle button for the hotkey in this case. Okay, so that is all I really wanted to show you regarding the hotkeys and how useful they are and how you can configure them. Next, we are going to go into the relativity reviewing your document interface, and completely go through this and show you some of the things you haven't seen before. So as a document reviewer, your primary mission on the first level is to mark documents that are responsive, that are documents that respond to the request for production, or if in your reviewing documents and you see a document that is not responsive at all, it's something you are given by the other side that isn't responsive, then you'd be marking it not responsive so that you don't waste your time on those. For those of you who have been in e-discovery a long time, you know that oftentimes you get dump trucked, which means that not only do you get the documents that you requested, but you get an awful lot of other documents that make your life more difficult as a reviewer.